Welcome back, guys, to another channel update vlog, the second for June 2021, because, of course, we have had E3 happen and other game announcement events, as well as other things take place in the last 2 weeks where I gave you a vlog and said, hey, we need to do some changes to the channel. What do you think about these? You guys responded. I listened. Thankfully, everyone seemed to be like, oh, the things that were already suggested to you seem to be like the way forward, and so we have transitioned. We have changed our release schedule, and hopefully those half-hour videos, even though we're not getting more content in a day, they're split up in more manageable chunks to go in playlists that are more manageable. You're just watching a half-hour video, and then you stop, and you're not having to like keep coming back to a 1 hour video. Hopefully, this new method is better for you. I'd still love to hear any like suggestions, or more to the point, I'd like to hear what you think about the changes in these last 2 weeks. There are some results actually being shown by it, but there's not going to be really big results, I don't think, until we really transition into doing new Let's Plays, or more to the point, new series, new releases, because those are the things that have the eyes on. Speaking of which, we have been playing The World Ends With You of late, looking forward to Neo, The World's End With You, which comes out in July, which has been a very fun game. If you haven't checked out yet, it is definitely not what it's expected by what you look at it with. I knew it was a cult classic. Didn't know why, because I've, of course, not played the game. Didn't know what the story was about. Then actually playing it and seeing the story unfold, it's kind of like, this game's content is a lot different than what it looks like. It's very much, to me, as I explained during the thing, it seems to me like a Phoenix Wright game with some action combat in it. That's basically it for me. Like a kind of pseudo-visual novel. And I like it. I really like the fusion of everything that's got going with all the cool music, just different genres flitting about. It's just very stylish. So if you haven't watched it, check it out. But that's in order for us to play the new release, Neo, The World Ends With You, in July. So that is to look forward to. But there's another new release that released today, as well as other announcements today. But this new release that released today, that I got yesterday, and I'm looking forward to starting on the stream on Sunday and bringing to you on the YouTube from Tuesday, that I'm very excited to say, think Astral Chain as I pull up. Scarlet Nexus is coming. The first game that I have that is actually in a PS5 box, because I've just been playing PS4 versions that maybe have a PS5 digital upgrade. This is the PS5 version of Scarlet Nexus, though it is a PS4 game. But I've played the very, very, very start of it because, of course, I have to like try and figure out sound levels, etc. Just usually like skipping dialogue and everything so I don't spoil the start of the story for me. But there was a very moment at the start of this that went for me, ooh, next gen, which no other game has done for me yet. Just because of how smooth the transition was. Thankfully, thanks to the PS5 and just like the frame rate and everything, I was just like, ooh, that's smooth, baby. But yeah, action combat, very much kind of like reminiscent of Astral Chain, which is a game I very much loved. What I would say is it looks to me like a game like Astral Chain in JRPG trappings, but not to be mean to the Nintendo Switch, because I love Nintendo, and I love the Switch, and I love playing games on it. Astral Chain was slightly held back by the Switch in what it could really go at with like crazy frame rates, etc. Scarlet Nexus won't be. So we will see how well it plays and how well it looks and how smooth and fast it is, and find out what this story is about. I hear there's an anime coming for this game as well, so it's being made into a somewhat bigger property by the look of it. So hopefully you'll join me for that on Sunday or onto the YouTube as we play through yet a new game. So now we move on to the next part of the channel update, which is about game releases in the future, because E3 went past, and I waited a little bit past E3 to do this thing, mainly because of game announcements, to make sure people knew this was coming when, and when it was starting, because Atelier Ryza is actually finishing. E3 has came and went, and of course the bigger presentation on it for a lot of the people on the channel, a lot of you watching, or more to the point for me in particular, was very much learning about Nintendo's offering, because let's face it, that's the thing. PlayStation or Sony didn't really do anything around the event. They've eschewed that for a little bit. Nintendo have their Treehouse segment done up, so they don't do E3, they do their own thing, which I think has been great because it's worked over the last few years. E3 was interesting in the fact that even the other company stuff that brought the attention was a Nintendo game. It's so interesting to see that Mario plus Rabbids is getting a sequel. A game that you wouldn't necessarily think would get a sequel is getting a sequel. which looked really nice, if you know what I mean. Like, rumor, leak, rumor. Leak's not true, leak. Looked really, really nice. So I'm looking forward to that. But on the Nintendo presentation, I'm sure you're all like, oh, but Sam, there's Breath of the Wild 2. What do you think about that? Well, I have a kind of policy for like not getting too hyped up about games until they're really imminently about to be released. Breath of the Wild is coming out in 2022. We saw more of it. Link's arm, Link's hair, Link in the sky, the scale that we might be going to. What's about the down below that we saw in the original trailer? Will that be there too? I guess we're going to find out more in over a year's time as we just, kind of like move on and hopefully get more trailers in the future. So E3 was just a teaser. It gave us that 2022 date and we move on from that. Apart from that, you had the Mario Party, which explained exactly why we got online in the older Mario Party on the Switch. 5 boards is but to me, like, as an old Mario Party person, I'm like, N64 boards, old mini games. For some reason, I really remember that mushroom mini game. And does it have running of the bulb? Does it have, like, the Boo one where you can get Nintendo stigmatas? I doubt it has that one. I'm 100% sure that will never show up again, will it? Will it? We don't know. That'd be crazy. But for me, the big Nintendo announcement, there was an Advance Wars remake as well. You know I like Advance Wars. I love Days of Ruin, and of course I got into the original Advance Wars as well. I wasn't expecting that. But the big announcement, as he says, not getting hyped about games until like their imminent release, he says, looking over at this screen going, don't show your excitement. Metroid Dread, baby. Metroid Dread! I was kind of thinking there'd be at least something Metroid during the thing, and I just wasn't sure it'd be Metroid Prime 4. But I was expecting something to happen, not in the main presentation, but in Treehouse, because that's how Samus Returns was announced. And I didn't expect a whole new game, but I still expected something Metroid at this point in time, because it is, of course, the year of the anniversary. And then when Metroid Dread was on, and I was on Discord to a certain Metroid fan during that time, squeeing away. Metroid Dread. October. See, this is the thing. Zelda, 2022. I'm excited, but 2022. Metroid Dread, 4 months. Oh yeah! So I'm really excited for that, and we will be, of course, doing a Let's Play of that for the channel. Other games, who necessarily knows? Will I be doing Advance Wars, etc.? We'll figure it out as the year goes by. Now, there were some other announcements of games last night that I just want to have a quick talk about too. And that is, after leaks and rumors spoiled it, but thankfully confirmation was within 24 hours. Kiseki, Trails of, which has been a big series for the channel, because you can count it like that, because we've done 20 Zelda Let's Plays, we've done like 15 or so Mario, or more Mario games at this point in time, but Trails at 7 games is probably the longest running actual runtime on the channel. Not check that for certain, but when you think about Trails in terms of how long it took to get through Sky and Cold Steel, the amount of hours put into those games, it's a crazy big part of the channel now when you think about it. And now 4 more games have been announced. The Western future of Trails has been secured by Nisa. Thank you very much. The Crossbelt duology, the Crossbelt problem, has been solved thanks in part to Geofront's fan translation. Thank you to them, which was very unexpected because, of course, there'd been people in there that had gone on record saying that it can't happen for reasons, but it did happen. And thank you for getting past those reasons and sorting things out. Because, hey, just think, not many game series has a fan translation ever actually made it to the point where it's officially blessed, then part of the localized official version that's going to come out in like a physical copy, a physical edition, pretty much, hopefully. And then your names are in the credits. That's crazy for those guys. So I bet the Geofront people are absolutely buzzing right now. And hopefully the community that's on their Reddit and all that aren't at war currently, because but there we go. We finally get official localizations that start in 2022 for both the Crossbelt games, one in 2022, one in 2023, probably early. Then Trails of Reverie, continuing the story on from Trails of Cold Steel, which the main character of Crossbelt, Lloyd Bannings, is one of the main characters of that as well. So it's very important that Crossbelt comes out first. So I'm really thankful that Nisa have took these steps, maybe at the prodding of Falcom, of course, to secure Geofront's translation and then, like, edit it and make it perfect for putting out with all the stuff. And, it's finally here. It's finally coming. I've been looking forward to Crossbelt, and I've held off on what were the fan translations in the first place because I just want to play an official release. The reason before that, and most people consider this a stupid reason, by the way, is literally because I've done so many Let's Plays on the channel that I don't want to do certain things that may cause an issue in the future. Not that it will. And like other people do stuff. Like, for example, playing Persona. People get away with that fine. Playing Shin Megami Tensei 3 and showing the ending. Even though Atlas says, don't do that! People get away with it fine. But I don't want to do it just in case it risks 130, 140 Let's Plays. I just panicky about that, and I know that's stupid, and most people will consider me stupid on that, but I didn't really want to do an unblessed fans translation from Falcom, if you know what I mean, just in case that suddenly they turn around and go, no, we want all those videos gone, and then you're copyright striked. Do you get me on that one? It's an incredibly unlikely scenario, but I'm just protective of the channel. If at any point in time they said, oh yeah, we're not bringing Crossbelt to the West, here's a kind of like a game file on Steam. Please use that and then use this fans translation. I would have just been straight on it. But best of both worlds. That fans translations get combined with Nisa to make an official release under Neon Falcom's blessing, banner, and licensing, and everyone is happy. And those Geofront guys get their names up in lights on their game series that they love. How cool is that? And how cool is it that now all the series will be available in the West for anyone getting involved in the series, and that we have 4 Trails games coming out over the space of 2022 and 2023, with the spin-off Trails of Nayuta as well, just to add in to the fun and the action. What a bright future 2022 is with Breath of the Wild and Trails and all that. Another Trails season will come. Hopefully you're excited. We will see what happens in the future, but that's the distant future. For now, Scarlet Nexus, Metroid Dread soon, The World Ends With You, Neo, and more coming to the channel. Hopefully, you're there for that. This has been Oliz, signing out. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys Sunday, Tuesday, whatever day. Come check out Scarlet Nexus. I'll see you guys around. Bye-bye.